Greetings, minions, engineers, and fellow gamers. This is Silverblade playing Space Engineers Beta, and this is episode number 38. So, it's only been just a couple minutes since I recorded the last episode. I usually do, like, all 5 in one day, or in one sitting, but this week it's just been kind of a mess for me, so I did Monday's episode to me yesterday, which was Sunday. Today is Monday, Memorial Day, so I just did the last episode and I'm doing this one. I don't know if I'll be able to do the next 2 to fill out this week. We'll see how it goes, but right now I need to recharge my suit. Just notice it's getting down quite low. So we'll just sit here in the cockpit here while I flap my gums. Yeah, we're going to be continuing work on the new mining ship. I'm also going to set it up with... I'm going to flush it out more than I did the other miner. That was more of a test to an extent, but I'm going to try to flesh this one out more, and I'll probably even put weapons on it just because. But main idea is get this thing for mining and exploring, and also just testing to see if I can actually get a bigger object off planet, which I'm sure I can. I'll fiddle around until I do. I don't give up that easy, but yeah. So I was wondering how I'm going to get around making it so that I don't have to worry about a bottleneck of material coming in through here and through all these tanks, so that they can go almost directly from the drill heads to this conveyor and up into the storage bins up top here. And I forgot that, hey, you can still use small conveyors. So, yeah, that'll work. So I just connect the sides of the drills, and then we'll hop up toppy here, because these should be in alignment. And I guess I can go off to the side because I think I want a little visibility through the cockpit windows, maybe. Looks a little janky, but oh well. Again, as I said last episode, I'm not so much concerned about looks because I'm not a very artistic, and I don't make pretty things. I just make things, hopefully, things that work. At least that's what I tell myself at night when I cry myself to sleep. Okay, let me get up in there. Alright. Alright, so that does look goofy. But it'll work. And that's the main point of it, isn't it? Alright, well, is there another way? Yeah, there is. Let's try it more like this instead. There we go. So it's all connected and minimalist at best. So yeah, we need to get these in. Whoop. And it's going to limit my view through the cockpit, but yeah, you know me. I don't use the cockpit view all that often anyways. Oops, that's not one I wanted to remove. There we go. Nope, that's not it either. God dang it. That's the one I want to remove. It's not connected to anything. Although at some point, if I wanted to put more drills on, it could. So I'm thinking that's going to work. Yeah, that's very limited view angles, but oh well. Now you may be wondering why I didn't use just ordinary tubes and stuff. I generally don't use them because with the junctions, they still serve the same purpose, but they also give me a little more flexibility. I can put more, I can add on more drill bits, you know, and connect them that way, or you know, like stack them on top here and have them linked into the sides. So I'd rather have more options than looks. It's all part of the practicality aspect. Alright, so I don't need to make more drill bits. I might need more conveyor frames. Let's go for spotlights. That's interesting. Actually, can I
storm inbound.
worm my way up in here? Crouch, please. Thank you. Yeah, it's not doing it for me. Whoa, that was a close one. Alright, so we got some lights there. I might want to put some more lights up near the top. Let's see how this looks for a front angle. See, I kind of want to keep it in a kind of, you know, like that shape. I don't want to expand too far off to the sides where the drills aren't. So I could actually like bore a straight tunnel through without fear of any of the mechanicals or parts of the ship getting bumped off. Because I still got to add a skin to this thing. But I also need, I think I'm going to need a little more light. So let's see, we got light down there and over there. So that'll work. I might add another one elsewhere, but we'll let that get determined by the other objects we need to put on here. So for now, I think we're good with all of this. We're going to add in gyros. We need power blocks. I'm going to need at least one battery and a reactor. And yeah, let's go with that for right now. So we'll start off with the reactors. Those need to be put in a particularly safe place, but one also connected to the system. And I don't want them up front, right near the drills. I probably could just pop them right onto here. I might have to do that up there. Alright, let's come over to this side. Now we need, let's see, what is it? Whoa, something else over here not filled in? I thought I saw some more red on another block. Apparently not. Okay, so metal grid and reactor components. those pesky components. I gotta remember what they look like when they changed everything over. Reactor components. I only get one. What the? Alright, that'll have to do for the moment. I don't think these 2 reactors are going to be enough. Because that one's good. We'll see what spaces open up, but I want to have plenty of power to run this thing. In fact, let's take a look at what I got over here. How many did I use? 2? That seemed to be ample power. I think I might want to go with maybe 2 more for this thing, just because it's a little bit bigger, and I want to be ensured that, you know, it's going to have plenty of the power it needs to get off the ground. Alright, now we're going to go with a battery system. Now, these don't have to be plugged into anything specific. You know, they don't have a plug-in port, but I do want them interior here and safe. So we'll go with those. We'll have some like emergency backup power. Alright, so you need steel plate and power cells. Whoa, I just saw something that needed motors. What was that? See, that's something that kind of irks me a little bit about the game. Sometimes, and it's mostly my fault in this case, but you know, sometimes you don't necessarily see what you're missing until you come across it later on. Alright, let's just get some power cells and some steel plate. Ooh. And we've got a full loadout for the moment, so we'll just take care of this real quick. Alright, now we can go dump some of this off and get some power cells. Ah, can't spell. Alright, so what's these power cells look like now? I've forgotten. There we go. It's only 7. Ick. Yeesh. I guess I just dump everything off and start from scratch here, I guess. I should be able to cover both batteries, I believe. Now the main reason, another reason to have batteries, I should say, not a main reason, but another reason, is that the conveyors aren't going to draw uranium into the reactors because they don't have the power to do so. So when you put batteries in, then the ship has the power. So all you have to do then is just, let's see, we come over here. We can drop these off because we're good. Let's pick up some uranium. And we'll take 100 will do. We don't need a heck of a lot right now. Alright, so what you do, let's see if I can find the right port to drop these into. I guess it won't drop into there. It'll have to be dropped into there. So we put the uranium there, and it'll end up going through the conveyors and finally getting into the reactors. And as you can see, that reactor is lit and that reactor is lit. So I guess it's dividing them up although I don't have it programmed to do so. Interesting. Let's see. Yeah, it's dividing it equally across both reactors. Excellent. Excellent. So now the ship is powered, self-powered now, because the reactors are running its thing. Alright, cool. Alright, so we got some power on it. Actually, I'm curious. 7 days of power. Okay. Oh, I done fucked up. Okay. Landing gear's locked. Let's... That was not supposed to happen. But now it's worked into that position. And it just puts everything on an awkward slant now. But it can be corrected, I suppose. And of course I don't have the materials. Okay. So maybe that might fix it. Otherwise, it'll probably get torn completely off and you'll learn from my mistake. Let's see how this works out. Okay, so now it's locked there and the piston can't go no further. And hopefully it didn't break it. It broke it. And I'm a mess. See, hopefully it saved it before I screwed it up. So anyways, that's one of the things about my channel, is I'm going to make mistakes, and I'm hoping that you learn from them. I'm hoping I learned from them. That's just the way it goes. But luckily with this game, you can go back to a previous save, and hopefully it'll save your bacon. Otherwise, you just kind of have to live with it and not repeat it. Yay, the ship's still in one piece and not jacked up because I was a bonehead. Alright, hold on a sec, let me... There we go. I just wanted to turn off the auto-rotate function. Okay, so we got that. I'm not going to mess with the landing gear again. Screw that noise. But I need to put on les gyros. And a good place for those. Let's see if I can crouch. There we go. I need parts for this, don't I? And I am not carrying anything, so... Hell, that should be good. Alright. Oh, come on. With my luck, they put it in like 3 different orientations. Ooh, got lucky. Whee! Alright, so we got 3 gyros there. And let's see. We could also put gyro. Well, I guess we couldn't put gyros up there because that's considered a whole block. Oh, I know what I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need a ore detector, and that can fit right down the center. So I need 1 detector component. Fair enough. And I gotta remember what those look like because they changed those to the new format. Come on. Ah! Fumbly fingers. Don't need that many. Don't really need that many either, but whatever. Okay, so detector is in place. We got 3 gyros. I'm thinking I want to put 3 more on. I don't know if they have to be aligned with orientation to ship, say like, you know, the 4 corners, or set up in some sort of balance with the center of gravity of the ship. We'll figure it out. I know it all it really does is affect turning and the speed of rotation and things like that. Alright, so now I want a programmable block and a timing block. So the programming block, that's a timer block. I'll go to 6. That worked. Okay, I need a display for that. Let's get the timing block over here. Alright, so we need like what? 1 display. Probably just pick up 10. Alright, so they're in there. I'm not going to mess with the programming settings or the timing settings right now. That's kind of not important at the moment. So we got those things in place. Now I'm thinking we need to do something up in here, I'm thinking. It is awful bright with those lights, isn't it? We need to get some thrusters on here. And I'll take that off. Large and regular. Okay, so 8. So basically along the sides will be side thrusters. I mean, directly off the tanks. Alright, and then same for this way. There we go. Okay, so there, and there. Now these here aren't super important. They're more for positional. They don't need to be big because, you know, lift forces and all that. The main ones that have to be big would be the ones going to the rear and going down. At least that's the way I'm looking at it. So the ones that are underneath here, ooh, okay, I made a gross miscalculation. See, I'd have to put it like that. It ain't gonna fit there. Excuse me. I am curious, though, if I could do a bunch of small ones along here. If that would work. I have my serious doubts. So, to correct this little F up on my behalf, we need to do a conversion from a small to a large block. And that's going to be a problem. I don't want to put a thruster there, although I could. But I definitely need something with upward lift. Now, I'm actually kind of tempted. I know this won't work. But you'll never know until you try, right? And, you know, the hydrogen thrusters are the most powerful thrusters. So having 6 down, I could. That is an interesting idea. Because you can't hear what my brain is screaming at me, I will, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, wait a minute, that was actually not a bad F up. Wow. Okay, well, we'll leave that like that. But the idea... Oh, come on, don't do that to me. What I'm going to do is, instead of putting the bottom thrusters directly to the tank, I'm going to put in connectors, or conveyors, and do like a network of a bunch of these little thrusters, or at least enough to expand it out. So I'll have to look up the exact cost or the exact output of the small thrusters versus the large thrusters, and instead of doing like one big large thruster, put up a whole bunch of conveyors to connect, you know, to set up out here like a network, and then use the small thrusters in groups equal to one large thruster, equal to or better, and see if that will work. Kind of apprehensive about that as well. But I'm going to have to look up the stats, because God knows this game doesn't provide enough information to know what certain limits are on things. So let's check this out. Thrust. See, it gives you the things it requires to build them, but it doesn't tell you what the output of the thruster output will be. That's a problem. I will also be putting on ion thrusters. There's even more reason why to have more reactors. But the ion thrusters will be only useful in space. The hydrogen thrusters is mainly just for atmospheric takeoffs and landings. Because the atmospheric thrusters only work in the atmosphere, don't work in space. But they're so big, take up so much space on the ship, that is. So I'll have to work that shit out. Anywho, guys, we're at the 30-minute mark, and I need to get some things figured out here, and I also need to take a break because this room is getting exceedingly hot, as my computer is basically heating up my room above the ambient regular temperature, which has been about like 80 degrees today. It was a nice day, but it's probably getting about 90, 95 in here right now. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching and putting up with me, and I hope there has been something useful to be gleaned from what is going on in this episode. Hopefully it'll help you with your gameplay, and if not, well, I'm sorry. Can't do nothing about it. Do check out the links in the description box below, so you can follow me on Twitter, and also check out the links for other YouTubers that are great providers of content. So, thanks again for watching, and until next time, see you later, Twitch.